When a girl finds out that you're actually a nice guy, that's not crazy, and has a decent job, dry. Way to generalize an entire group of people. Wow. Sure. I mean, apart from the fact that generalizing like 50% of the population doesn't make sense in general, but what you're saying makes it even stupider, because how do you expect 50% of the population to be the same and also to actually be like this? Are there actually gonna be people who will constantly go for like kind of dangerous and like less stable? Sure. But again, just saying, oh yeah, no, all women is ridiculous. Oh, we're gonna have fun this video. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. It is our first time on inceltear. I am kind of scared. I'm already done with these people and I haven't even started. So I don't know how mad I'm gonna be or if I'm just gonna be done. But we'll see. But either way, you know the deal. Before we continue with the memes, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water or some tea or whatever else you like to drink. And then we'll look at some fun things together. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. I go outside at least 6 days a week. 5 to work and 1 day to get groceries or watch a movie or some shit. Never once has it amounted to anything. Sure, I don't expect a woman to come up and speak to me, but it's so painful how I am just mockingly glanced at everywhere I go, like some circus act. If I approach a woman, it will be terrifying for her. I know that for a fact, because I went through that phase of being open and sociable. And it didn't work, if you couldn't tell. I go to work, or grocery shopping, or to the movies. How do I not have a girlfriend? Listen, the cinema isn't really a place to meet other people, because sure, the people who watch the same movie as you are probably gonna have like sort of similar interest, or at least one similar interest. You like the same kind of movie. But being in the cinema isn't really like a social activity. Like if you go with friends it is, but if you go there to meet new people, that's just not gonna work. Same with like groceries. No one's like really looking to socialize in a grocery store usually. People just want to like go in, get the shit, and get out and go home and do like things that are more important or more relaxing to them. Because some people enjoy strolling through stores, but even then, I don't think they necessarily like want to find someone. And a lot of people also have kind of issues with like dating at work, where they say they wouldn't really want to date a colleague. So kind of doing that seems kind of reason enough why you're single, because how would you meet someone then? But at the same time, you went through being open and sociable. But I can tell from this one post that you're just like a generally very pessimistic and like negative person. And a lot of people aren't really drawn to that, so I'm not surprised you're single either. Okay, you're a whole foot taller than me, and I bet I'm still a lot stronger than you. Well, fights are cons, so what can I say? See, you're confident that you're not ugly, and you're apparently muscular too. There's no reason that a woman couldn't find you physically attractive. You're just a dreadful person who thinks all women are cunts. Do you have a lot of friends? Are you well liked at work or in class, etc.? I feel like you just chose to be a shit person and repel everyone, and it's got actually nothing to do with women. Well, I'm 5'6", so there's that. Fights are cunts, and most wouldn't look twice at a guy that's my height, even if at 5'6", I'm a little bit taller than them. They also want chads and chad lights. They're cunts. I'm well liked at work, but I don't have friends. I stopped hanging out with them because I hated being around their girlfriends and having to pretend not to hate their guts. I don't repel everyone though. I'm well liked at work. Fights are just cunts. Man, there's a difference between liking your colleagues and actually being great at socializing or having friends. Or being well liked, because being well liked at work doesn't necessarily mean you're well liked. But honestly, with that kind of attitude, I'm surprised you're well liked at work even. Because, again, how are you gonna stand there and be like, no, all women are cunts, And they all want like chads or chad light. Whatever the fuck is a chad light? Like, I've heard of chad. Like, it's very, very common term in incel language, at least. What the hell is a chad light? I'm kind of glad I don't know, actually, but still, I'm kind of intrigued and want to know. But still, listen, my problem with you literally would not be the height. Like, who cares? I'm not even 5'6", actually. You can't tell. I'm sitting down. You have no idea how tall I am. But I'm definitely not 5'6". But listen. Sure, some women really like super traditionally masculine guys that are like tall and fairly muscular. But again, you're aware that people are different and people have different types, right? Social media only makes you depressed. Even on YouTube, I constantly find women presenting themselves in sport or fitness. It is clear that women are not about sports. These women just want to show off their bodies. They wear tight leggings, a tight top, and have a confidence that surpasses the entire incel community. As soon as I've watched Instagram or YouTube Shorts, I wanted to shoot myself. Young people enjoying their lives, going on vacation, or just graduated, while I'm sitting in my room depressed and having suicidal thoughts. Some people are born to enjoy life, and some just to suffer. I hate seeing how successful people around me are. How they smile arrogantly in their pictures and flaunt their success. I get angry when I see women around me post new fitness achievements to get fucked by Chad. They train their bodies to make Chad even hornier for them. Get navel piercings, work out their butts, want a flat stomach, and love to show off their camel toes. They know exactly what Chad is into and want Chad to get the full sexy package. It's over for me. Okay, I feel like humans in general kind of are good at overthinking and kind of creating new problems in their head that aren't actually an issue. And the assumption that women do, or like that everything women do, especially because again, it's stupid if you say, oh yeah, no, all women do this. Or even if you limit it to all women who work out, all they want to do is make men horny. You're aware that's like not the reason most people do anything for other people. Like generally people do things for themselves because they want to feel better in their body, or because they want to see how far they can push their body, or because they remember a time when they were younger and skinnier and just want to feel that way again, or some shit. I've heard some wild things, but my guy, like, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to disagree with the first sentence that social media can be very toxic, because it often shows a very unrealistic side, because you're only going to post your successes and when you look good and things you're like happy doing. You're not going to film the boring stuff or when shit goes wrong. Usually, like, most people aren't going to post that. So obviously social media is kind of tricky that way, but still, if it makes you so upset, unfollow those people. Don't engage with that content. You're gonna like get different content, like cat posts. Focus on cute kittens or something. I don't know, man. Just do something that, or just whine about it, which is apparently also a solution. Just whine about it. What I want to do to femoids, especially femoids of inferior races like the Jews, the Spanish, and the Slavs, every time I see them in public. Someone literally just commented on this and said, I hope this incel randomly punches a female Jewish, Spanish, or Slavic material artist in the future so that he can get his ass whooped. Couldn't agree more. Literally, what is your problem? Y'all need some serious psychological help. I mean, even if we ignore the racism, that would still be the sexism, and if we ignore the sexism, that would still be the racism. Y'all have some serious issues, because you can just tell that he posted this, and whether or not he was actually serious, a lot of people like this and were like, yeah, no, I agree, like, women aren't supposed to be outside. Like, bro, are you fucking dumb? Holy shit. I am very done with these people and angry. Interesting. Anyways, listen, I really hope that if you do end up punching someone, you're gonna get your ass whooped for it. just what is wrong with you to go, like, what is wrong with you to want to go up to random people and just hit them in general? But y'all, you have some serious issues. I am crying. I just can't take it anymore. As you could already see from my last post, I'm 20 years old and very small, 5'5". I can't take it anymore. I have no male friends to hang out with. I'm a failure, a loser. I will never get a girlfriend either. Why do you have a picture of Jeffrey Epstein as your thumbnail? Because he's based and motivation for money maxing. Okay, money maxing is also a term I never heard before. But still, again, how can you somehow have so much motivation that you find people like this motivating and that you are motivated to do something with your life, but then at the same time be so absolute about, I will never get a girlfriend? Well, with that attitude, you really won't. Because generally negative people don't tend to attract a lot of people, because it's kind of very draining to be around someone who always only sees the negative and focuses on that. But especially if you're just gonna sit there like, no, I'm never gonna get a girlfriend. Like, no woman is gonna look at you and be like, well, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Because women might like proving people wrong. Because humans in general tend to want to prove people wrong. But yeah, no one's gonna look at you and see you moping and be like, you know what? I'm gonna prove. No. What are you doing? Hey man, he kept it respectful and he moved on. That's how these interactions should go. No weird shit. Because they hit 30s and 40s and are still single because they refuse to give people a shot, they're going to wish they were asked out like this again. What? I mean, people in general probably don't have an issue necessarily with being asked out, even if they're not interested in that person. Like, no one's gonna be like super offended if you ask them out. Your reaction to it, however, if they say no, that's probably where it falls apart for a lot of people. Because if you then continue to be really rude or disrespectful and be like, no, but you really should, like, I think you really want to, and try to like coerce them into it, that's what people have an issue with. If you just say, oh, okay, that's cool, bye then, have a nice day, whatever, like, no one's gonna mind if you ask them out. Like, no matter how old they are, what's your point? Why are you such a simp? How can you live with yourself? Are you from Australia, my guy? I'm more handsome than you, by the way, but I'm still an incel. Isn't life funny? Take your hands off your soft cock and go lick grass, you pathetic dingbat. Why does everybody from Australia talk like they have a bad case of mental retardation? God, your country should have been nuked years ago. Do the world a favor and end your life. Or at least get a haircut. You look more like a faggot than an actual faggot. Bloody fucking wanker. Why do you people talk like that? I can't take anything you say seriously. It makes me laugh when you speak. Like I said though, kill yourself. I hope your kids die in a fire. I hope your girlfriend gets raped by a gang of men. Bro, you lift and still don't have any muscles to speak of. For fuck's sake, how are you talking shit? And you wonder why you can't get any pussy? Mate, you quadruple text me and you don't even want to fuck me. Can't actually, what are you doing with your time? Use a loaf, you smelly goblin. Usually I don't condone being rude to people on the internet. Do I still think it's pointless? Yeah. But in this case, I actually really understand what he did, because this dude is fucking insufferable, man. Like, again, how are you so angry? And take it out on everyone else. Like, the lack of self-respect and the lack of self-awareness is shocking. Because if you are just this rude to some random dude on the internet, because also bloody fucking wanker, isn't that like British and this dude's Australian? If he even is. But anyways, like, if you're just gonna like randomly go off on people, because I'm pretty sure you either never leave your house or you're just rude to people or stare weirdly at people in public, I'm really not surprised that no one's interested in you if you're like that. Really, I'm really not. But honestly, I don't know what you look like. I don't care what you look like. If you're gonna be acting like this, you're immediately unattractive. But it's not like you have to be. a hateful little bitch who just whines on the internet or pops off at random people. Whinging incel starter pack. Blames the West for his inactions and lack of dateability. Blames other people. Over-exaggerates his self-made up ugliness. Blames his height for being single and gets very fixated on it. Does nothing but blame other people. Blames all women and chats for lacking his own game. Well, there's one thing missing, and that's apparently the insane anger. Because I think you can blame other people without being super angry, but these people don't manage it. He's a millionaire and status max. There's no way this goofy looking beta dude is satisfying her in bed, so that's not a viable explanation. She looks like she's the dominant one in the relationship too. He needs to get her pregnant ASAP, and even then she'll probably leave him for a Swedish lumberjack. Even if it ends, good for him that it even happened to begin with. People forget getting a girl is just the beginning. You then face an uphill battle to keep her. She's probably fucking tons of different men while that dude is working. Maybe an open relationship where she gets to fuck Chads on the side and enjoy this man's millions while he works. Y'all. Like, I don't even have anything to say about this. Because, again, you're just... I mean, in general, I don't get people who get this involved in, like, celebrity dating or whatever, and, like, scandals, because how do you have the energy to care, really? Like, how are you that invested in random people's lives? Just how? But if you're gonna be like this and be like, yeah, no, she's just dating him for his money, which literally, I'm not even saying it never happens, but to immediately assume that's the only explanation still seems kind of weird, you know? But okay. And you immediately still go, well, this dude might have money. And apparently incels are also very focused on capitalism and being, like, making the most money they possibly can, which is probably the definition of money maxing. Is it? I don't know, I've never had the term before today, but still. Status maxed? Cool, right. But you're gonna be like, okay, even if I make money, even if I'm a millionaire and women date me, they only date me for my money. And are fucking, like, these chats on I don't know if I'm losing brain cells or if I'm just getting a headache from these people. I literally don't even know anymore. Barbie's success proved me right. The overwhelming positive reception from Barbie's target audience tells us for certain that the only way a Foyt character is empowered in the eyes of Foyts is if she bashes the male characters constantly. The conservative cocks and LE-based YouTube critics really thought feminism superhero movies aren't successful because Foyts also don't want to watch constant male bashing. The more successful Barbie gets, the more blackpilling it should be to all men. But alas, they will probably just say Barbie has always been feminist. The cuckers dads are already using that excuse. Anyway, off to see Oppenheimer in a bit. I don't get these people. Did you literally go to the cinema to watch this movie to see if you hate it or not? Like, I don't even get why you did that in the first place. Did you just want to rant on the internet? You just wanted to rant on the internet. Okay. Why did you want to rant on the internet? Like, don't you have anything better to do? Like, even if you don't have any interest really, why is that the go-to? That literally cannot make you feel better. Why would you engage in something if it's only going to make you feel worse? Just why? Women in their 20s. I don't need a man. I love the single life. Men wish I was that woman. Being a stripper, posting a lot of, like, revealing content, okay, OnlyFans, okay, having a lot of text messages, okay, and then women in their 30s. I'm ready to settle down now. I weigh more. I'm apparently very focused on the Bible. I already have 3 kids, an empty wallet, and a lot of, like, overdue bills, and a GoFundMe. Because again, it makes a lot of sense to generalize either a whole group of people or like a whole generation of women, if that's what you're getting at. How does that make sense? I still don't see, like, the lack of, like, have you been outside? Because if you actually were outside, even if you just, like, quietly sit in a cafe or in a park or wherever, in a bar, you're gonna see a lot of different people who engage with each other in a lot of different ways. And then maybe you realize that people are different, and that maybe you are being a silly little cunt and just like screaming into the void on the internet, or well, more of an echo chamber, because you're going to post this to your people who think the same, and they're just going to be like, yeah, I agree, like all women are like this, it's such rubbish, that's why we have to be single, because we can't find a decent woman because we're too short. Y'all, I can't with these people. Incels don't need to learn about consent, because knowing the nuances of consent is for men who might be in a situation where there is uncertainty about whether or not a woman wants to have sex with them. For lifelong incels, such uncertainty does not exist. Teaching incels about consent is like teaching stock trading to the homeless. It's completely useless to them and condescending. Same goes for sex education in general. Okay, what? On the other hand, any person with any kind of basic understanding of how people work, and with like the littlest bit of common sense, will realize that teaching sex education and consent to everyone might be a good idea for various reasons. Number one, the dude a few posts ago who just hoped someone's girlfriend gets gang raped as a threat, because that's not normal. And I'm not saying having this dude be in sex education and teaching him consent would have done too much good, because if you're gonna be such an idiot, you're gonna be such an idiot, you know, but y'all. Dear incels, you guys are living pieces of shit who don't know the meaning of rape. No, rape is not sexy and doesn't get your victim to like you. If you want to get a girlfriend, learn how to be nice and not a piece of shite, and then learn how to have a great personality, and then you get a girlfriend in no time. One more thing that I'll write in all caps: consent is sexy. Is there any incel volunteers who want to say that with me? Oh no, you think we're pieces of shit. How will we ever carry on with our day? Fuck consent. Fights have proven that they're unfair with the distribution of sex when they're allowed to choose who they sleep with. So fuck consent. Being nice doesn't get you a girlfriend, and having a nice personality is just another way of saying you have dumb chat traits, and that chats, even the ones that end up beating their Freud. We can't all be chats, for fuck's sake. And we can't all be smart either, apparently. We can't all have common sense either, apparently, because, y'all. Again, I feel like teaching these people, like in high school or something, having them take classes on sex education, where they also talk about consent, probably not gonna have all of these, but I feel like some of these it would have probably helped, because how are you so entitled to be like, no, women are unfair with their contribution of sex? Y'all, you're allowed that people have their own free will and literally get to choose who they sleep with. And again, having a good personality, or even a tolerable one, because y'all don't, doesn't mean the same as whatever the fuck are chat, like what even are chat traits? Does that just mean you're like physically, conventionally attractive and make a lot of money? Is that what you mean by chat traits? I have no idea what the fuck you mean, but I'm pretty sure even if you explain it to me, it's not gonna make sense. Whatever, I'm moving on. Average girlfriend haver in 2023. Look how mediocre everything in. Relationships are dead. Oppenheimer Day. Oppenheimer Slay. Feed subsequent tapas and drinkies. Okay, someone taking their girlfriend to a movie and treating them to dinner and drinks, or just buying them together, whatever, is mediocre. Because again, people have different interests. Like, to some people, this would probably seem like a very boring date and they wouldn't want to do it. But these two people were obviously very excited about their movie and dinner date. Y'all, relationships aren't dead because people don't do exciting stuff. Because literally all you do is sit in your basement and cry. You know, that's literally all you're doing. So you want to look at this and say it's boring, when I would literally rather be taken on a movie date with drinks after, or dinner after, or whatever, than sulking in a basement. Or even if you don't, like, sorry, that's cliche. I will admit that, but still. Even if they sit somewhere else in a room, in front of their computer, and cry into their forums, I still would rather go on a movie date like this. All the girls I went to high school with are pregnant. Lol, sir, you are 35. It's just because y'all ain't having families, you've been pushing out kids by different dudes since your teens. His age is irrelevant, y'all set the standard, his point stands. His point literally doesn't stand. Like, yeah, a lot of people are gonna have kids when they grow up. If you're 35, how are you, like, you don't know these people. How do you know they're not, like, married or have been married for years or whatever? Like, how are you just gonna assume they've just been, like, pushing out different kids by different dudes and just sleeping around? And even then, the only reason you are mad at this is because you're not one of the dudes she's sleeping with. That's literally why you're mad. I feel like you technically wouldn't have an issue with someone sleeping with different people. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, there literally isn't anything wrong with that. But you're not even mad that they sleep with different people. You're just mad that you're not one of those people. My god. Okay, what is the wildest thing you've seen Twitter hate? That lady who enjoyed having coffee in the morning with her husband. It's understandable though. Like, okay, you have fresh coffee in your garden and talk with your man. It was for sure implying something. But I'm not gonna say it. Can I ask what exactly this tweet was implying, other than that their marriage seems happy and healthy? The tweet it's referred to. My husband and I wake up every morning and bring out our coffee to our garden and sit and talk for hours. Every morning. It never gets old and we never run out of things to talk about. I love him so much. Every morning is so unrealistic and impossible, even doubling down on every morning. Like, it's a flex when most people don't want to do something like that for 700 days straight. It's a pointless brag about the activities they do or pure exaggeration. She's dead as serious as well. Okay, this is such an embarrassing thing to be mad about. So what do you think they do it every day? That's all I ask. Again, how are you so invested in a tweet? If this couple, say, they go out to their garden every morning with their coffee and talk for hours, how are you so mad about it? That is definitely wild. Literally how? Literally how? How are you so mad about it? Even if they don't do it every day, if she just said every day, because it's easier than saying, oh yeah, on the weekends or on a free days or whatever, like, what do you care? Does it seem unrealistic? To me personally, yes, because if you both work like a full-time job or something, that just does not seem possible. But even if you think she's lying and it's not happening every morning, how are you so mad at it? That she's like, hey, I love my husband and I love talking with him for hours. How are you so mad at that? That's honestly just kind of cute. Okay, literally. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I can't take any more of these people. Disclaimer on the side, I'm not going to do this subreddit often because what the hell is this? How are people like this? Like, how do they, you know, like, people like this don't make sense to me at all. I'm in disbelief, really, and I'm angry because I know they're real. I just don't see how, you know. But anyways, I'm gonna leave you guys here. I hope that you feel better about yourself now, because even if you might have your moments where you think you might be going insane or you're like thinking dumb things, I hope you feel better now, because at least you do not sound this unhinged. But either way, I hope you somewhat enjoyed it. I guess I hope you're hydrated, and I'll be back in 3 days with a video that's probably gonna be less frustrating.